JUBA Qatar National Bank, QNB, has formally petitioned a federal court in Washington, D.C. to enforce a $1 billion arbitration award against South Sudan and its central bank after years of missed payments and failed debt restructuring efforts. In a detailed filing obtained by Sudans Post dated June 13, QNB asked the United States District Court for the District of Columbia to treat the international arbitration decision as if it were a final court judgment in the United States. The request comes under the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes (ICSID) Convention, a global treaty that ensures arbitration awards involving governments are binding and enforceable in member countries. The roots of the dispute trace back to South Sudan's early years of independence. According to the petition, soon after gaining statehood in 2011, South Sudan and its central bank, the Bank of South Sudan (BSS), secured loans from QNB to finance vital imports needed to rebuild the war-torn country. The funds supported the purchase of food, farm supplies, medicines, building materials, and refined oil. By May 2015, however, South Sudan fell behind on payments. In an effort to avoid default, the parties renegotiated the debt in 2016 and again in 2018. The final deal, known as the Facility Agreement, involved a $700 million term loan designed to refinance existing obligations and spread repayment over 15 years, starting March 31, 2019. South Sudan requested the full $700 million through a formal drawdown and received roughly $659.8 million from QNB in February 2019. But within months, the government missed the very first repayment due that March, triggering a chain of notices and demands from the bank. QNB filed for arbitration in September 2020 under the agreed ICSID process. A three-member arbitration panel was appointed, consisting of Dr. Uchuara Onwuamigbu as president, Peter Rees KC for QNB, and Professor Helen Ruiz Fabry for South Sudan. According to the award, South Sudan and BSS are jointly responsible for paying QNB more than $1.02 billion, which includes $659.8 million in unpaid principal, $432.3 million in accrued interest, a $300,000 management fee, and minus repayments of about $71.1 million. The government is also liable for post-award interest at a rate tied to the LIBOR benchmark plus additional percentage points and must cover QNB's legal costs worth £999,329.78 and arbitration expenses estimated at $266,427.68. Despite these rulings, QNB claims South Sudan has not made any payment nor sought to cancel or pause enforcement of the award under the ICSID Convention. In its filing, QNB argues that under U.S. law and the ICSID Convention, the arbitration decision must be enforced like a final court judgment without re-examining the merits or the original contract. The bank says South Sudan waived any sovereign immunity that might block enforcement, both by contract and by signing the ICSID Convention.
Chat ka misalengo, yo te ka yo de jaden ka korun dang bakel de showa. Achien pegyon de aldo no yo tinchi dot tin gor di Qatar ka di South Sudan ka yo te 1 billion as USD like yo te $1 billion. Kan yo to kon gor di Qatar ka South Sudan. Akuya mo tiga warga den tiga na gor cher ka machala da ano gor ka no bili dega lo yo ken tona kan te lat ken accusation ka di US ken de kwa di South Sudan lo ka te den na monenta ma den mamot makan di South Sudan epic ka yo di Qatar te kan ga den ko de kan lat ken te lo ka ro denaga de kan ka lat ka ko mai kon me pai South Sudan me pai chop te wana long ka wait mo da kan lat kan ton kon la yo ka la jere kan lat chiga cho ka de la ka wi to girl ko de ka lok ka ten de la ka wi to na te ji Qatar te gaten chiga new chicken den ka yo to wan ka $1 billion to one ko de ngok de ko lat de kan na lat muk tap kan ta dong de na ka ko yo ga ja charlie pen ke lu chai chak ka jen ta medan ko na ma bia de no bia chap bai bia chak nu sos nu kun ka ku ya mo anta ma ra ja mo right mi to ji Qatar chi ka petition gor ano go kan with Michelle South Sudan ko de kam yo ken te $1 billion to mo to kanunu to ka de ne ta kan ji South Sudan ku ja mo ja no go ne de yan leng abia temal